My name is B.G. Tallbear, and we're here in Sioux City, Iowa. And I am a Native Family and Tribal Liaison for the Iowa Department of Human Services. Woodbury County, Iowa had set out to answer calls, if you will, for the community had, and worked hard to place Native children with their own culture. Now, the federal Indian Child Welfare Act was passed in August of 1978. And in 2003, the state of Iowa passed a more stringent state law. And so it was that that the unit was to really work with the community and help inform people that when a child unfortunately is removed from their home, they must be placed with a Native family if at all possible, working to keep Native children within their own culture. There has been so many positives. Yes, there's still work to be done, but Woodbury County, Iowa, is on the cutting edge of Indian child welfare reform. We also now are encouraging foster parents to have contact with biological parents, as long as it's, in a good way, in a good, safe way, to just keep that contact. And we have had foster parents at our what are called family tea meetings, in which family members get together and with professionals and help make decisions and plans for their own family. So we've had foster parents there, and it has been just incredibly wonderful for their involvement. And foster parents will come to court. So yes, there's still some bumps in the road, but overall it's just been absolutely wonderful. The Native culture is it's a very ancient culture. It's a wonderful culture. And it's quite different from the non-Native culture, in how we have very extended families. I know sometimes an auntie may be considered a sister. It's just really extended families, and sometimes I've gotten calls from schools saying, well, the student says that it's his sister, but he doesn't have a sister. See, but in Native way, it's that extended family, it's that auntie. And our practices, our belief structures, that which makes us Native Americans, and to preserve that is really, really important. And when children are removed from that environment, sometimes they kind of get a little lost out there, and who am I? What am I? And to keep them with the culture is really, really important. It helps make them stronger. Having the guardianships has just been fabulous. Well, that is where there has not been termination of parental rights, but a relative will become a guardian for that child, and over long term, and at some point, hopefully the parent will have their life together so that they can bring the child back into the home and parent and still have contact. But the guardian will have the custody of the child. And we're seeing more and more of that. And we are seeing more, and we find relatives. More relatives are coming forth to take the children. Yes, it is true about they talk about historical trauma. And I just hope that our Native people will realize how wonderful a culture it is, and become empowered. Fetal alcohol, my interest and passion in that. When I came here, I did not know families, histories, anything. Some of the social workers who knew the family names, etc., but I didn't. So if you don't know, you get some files and you start reading. And so I began to read about families. And coming from a nursing background, I began to see different symptoms, medical symptoms and conditions, and I thought, the more I read, the more I thought, and when you come from a healthcare background, you think clusters. What's causing this? Is this a cluster? Is it really the water? What is it? So I continued to read, and there were many things: slow development, poor motor skills, behaviors, asthma, kidney, eye problems, jaw problems, and I just didn't know what was going on. And it was the 10th file that I had read. And I read there was a diagnosis of fetal alcohol syndrome. And I thought, oh my, could it be? Could it be? And let me tell you, this is not a specific Native problem. I want everybody to understand that. This is a problem all over. And that's caused when a woman drinks alcohol when she's pregnant. Fetal alcohol is how information is processed. This is the brain. Now, I was sent to this by the national organization. This is the brain of a healthy 6-week-old child. And this is the brain of the same age affected with fetal alcohol. And what's really lacking here is the frontal lobe. And that's what gives children or anyone their executive decisions called. Like, if I touch that, that's going to burn. Or if I run out in the street, that car might hit me. People need to be aware that, and I'm not saying don't have a good glass of Merlot, but when you're pregnant or you suspect you're pregnant, just please don't drink. Because our children, all children, deserve a good chance. When you if you take one step towards something, the other 99 are taken for you. Not to be afraid to try new things, and to know that when you set your foot on a path for a journey, the whole world opens for you. It just opens. The right people will always be there for you. The right situation, I mean, it's wonderful. You'll really be guided and led. Have no fear. Have no fear.